Okay, everybody, for the first time ever, we are going live. The Platinum Helpline Training System Noon Lunch and Learn is going live today. Today is Thursday. It's Tenacious Thursday, and you can dial into the live call. It starts at 12 o'clock. You can dial in at 641-715-3670. There's a playback number there, 641-715-3669. And you can access the call with number 885-200-pound. Right? So we do daily training tips from myself, Thomas Felder, as well as Ray Hendrickson and Mariko Turner. All right? So we're going to be getting it in. And you guys are welcome to join us on this call. We are going live. We've never gone live before. We got 2 viewers already. Hope you guys are enjoying our live call today. I'm just going to put my headset on. And I have my good friend Ray Hendrickson here. He's in the house with me. There he is. Say hello, Ray Hendrickson.
What's up, everybody?
All right, y'all. We're going in. So some of y'all are already on the call. So I'm going to put my headset on. So hang tight. Hang tight. We're going to put the headset on. So, turn my camera around, put my headset on, and because when Ray and Mariko are done, I go. So let's see, is Mariko on already? Can you put him on speaker so the people can hear him? So we're listening to Mariko Turner. When he's done, Ray Hendrickson and I will come in live. We're going to come in live.
Energy's on the call on speakerphone better than just having it in my ear. By the way, you keep your eyes open for opportunity to make some additional income? Yes, I do. Keep listening then. Get them on the call. Whatever it takes, get them on the call. They deserve to hear the information just like you do. Just like you do. The time now is 12 noon and there is someone running away from their desk, but stop them on the way out the door. There's someone who's standing in the line right now at Burger King or at Chili's or wherever, and so listen, tap them on the shoulder. Hey, I see you digging through your wallet there. It looks like you count pennies. You keep your eyes open for opportunity to make some additional income? Yes, I go all in. I don't care if you're standing in front of me. I don't care if you're walking past me. Anyone who comes your way, it's an opportunity for you to share some information that can help them to live a better life. My name is Mariko Turner. I'm turned all the way up because my name is, they call me Turned Up Turner. I'm turned all the way up because of this opportunity.
Okay, you got your speaker? Can you put it on the big speaker?
Get pen and piece of paper.
So somebody asked me if we're going live on the call. We are live on the call.
Showing you how you can live a better life. Listen, I want to know who's on the call, who's ready to turn up.
Oops, almost fell.
Where you come from, and are you ready to move your life into a new
We're going to put it on the big speaker so you guys can hear loud and clear.
Miami, Florida. Welcome to the call. Who else do we have on today?
Hello, Tontavia from Austin, Texas.
Hey, Austin, Texas is in the building. Welcome to the call. Thank you for joining us. Who else is on the call?
Hey, Mariko Turner, this is Thomas Felder. Can you hear me?
Just fine, sir.
All right, so listen, we are doing something we've never done before. We're big on doing stuff we've never done. That's how you get to places you've never been. But today we are recording you live on, I guess, Facebook Live. So we're live and people are logging on Facebook. They'll be able to see me and Ray Hendrickson. So if you're on this call today, you're my friend on Facebook. And I think maybe even if you're not my friend on Facebook, you might be able to see it. But you can go ahead. We're on Facebook Live today. Today is our first day ever on Facebook Live. And viewers are jumping on. So we'll be listening. We'll be talking. People are tuning in. And this is going to be a hot one. It's a lot of good stuff going on. So I just wanted to let you know we got you on the recorder, Mariko. And they're looking at the phone. Maybe I'll put up a picture of you so they know who you are, who's talking. Can we do that, right?
That sounds great to be flat. There you go. If this is your first time on this call.
All right, so we're turning the speaker on, everybody.
You just heard from a millionaire on the call. That guy right there makes more in 1 month than most people make in 1 or 2 years. Let me tell you. In 1 month. Let me tell you, that guy right there is superlative leadership. That guy right there is helping me free myself, my family, all of my friends. We're not playing with this thing. My name is National Director Mariko Turner for the awesome and incredible team TNT. It is Tenacious Thursday, and yes, I'm turned all the way up because, listen, they're putting it on the table. I woke up this morning. God gave me another day. He gave me permission to chase down my dreams. I'm excited. I have 6 and 7 big earners who care about my future, who care about the future of my children and my children's 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 future. I'm excited, and guess what? They care about your future, too. So listen, before we get started in the next 10 seconds, I'd like to know who's on this call right now and where are you calling from? It's Tenacious Thursday. Who's on the line?
Victoria Stanton, New Jersey.
Awesome, New Jersey. Who else do we have on the call?
Hey, Florida.
Awesome, New Jersey. Brother GB from Florida, welcome to the call. Come on, who else is on the call? Another 5 seconds before we get who's on the line.
Pamela Marietta.
Awesome, welcome to the call.
Mercedes from Fairfield, North Carolina.
North Carolina, throw your flags up, wave them around like a helicopter. Who else do we have on?
Cleveland, Ohio, DeAndre.
DeAndre, welcome to the call. Who else do we have on? Awesome. Well, guess what? Awesome. Welcome to the call. We're going live now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All callers are muted and they can unmute themselves. This conference is being recorded.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mariko for the awesome and incredible team called TNT. I want to welcome you to today's call. It is Tenacious Thursday. And let me suggest something to you. Let me encourage you to get someone on this call today. This could be the very call that changes someone's life. It could be the very call that puts food on a family's table. It could be the very call that can help put extra income into somebody's pocket who has been working and working and working year after year after year, building someone else's dreams, and they are sick and tired of it, and they want to move their life to a new direction. Well, let me tell you, that call is this call. So listen, it would behoove you if you did not call every family and friend and family member that you have and let them know about this call. Let them know it's a call for transformation. Today is the day they can move their lives across the ball court. And listen, let me tell you, earn some additional income. Once again, my name is Mariko Turner, and I'm the National Director for the awesome, incredible team TNT. And you're going to be hearing from 6 and 7 figure earners on how you too can live a better life. Because just a year and a half ago, I was introduced to this phone call, and it has changed my life dramatically. I am now working with top producers. Years to end up with what was never enough to begin with in the first place. Let me tell you, that is a long, dreary road. You have to get around people who care, who want to see you succeed. Listen, if you are hanging around friends that are not moving in the same direction as you want to, then you need to choose new friends. You got to get around a circle of people who are willing to pass the baton to you. You got to get around a circle of people who want more, not just for their lives, but for yours and the rest of humanity as well. Well, guess what? I got some gentlemen on this line who are 6 and 7 figure earners, and they've come to share a business opportunity with you. So what I want to do right now is introduce to some and reacquaint with others someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for. This gentleman knows 100% about what it takes to succeed in business. He's had a lot of success in a very short period of time. He spends his days helping people just like you and I earn above average income. And guess what? He's having a lot of fun doing it. So I want to bring to the phone right now our top producing, top trainer. This guy made 5 figures in his first 30 days in this business, and let me tell you, he is ready to shake the ground. So let me introduce to you National Director, soon to be Senior Vice President. Some of you all may know him as Ray, but we like to call him Ray the Sensei Superman
Hendrickson. Sir, are you on this call?
Yes, I am, Mr. Turner. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Awesome. I sure do appreciate you, man. Look, we're sitting in Thomas Felder's magnificent living room. Can you show everybody? This house is palatial. I mean, the ceilings are so tall, when you speak even softly, there's an echo that comes back loudly enough to knock you over. I mean, it's ridiculous. Everybody should get a chance to see what it looks like to have a living room like this. This is just one room in a 10,000 square foot mansion. I'm telling you, the first time I came to visit, I got lost in the basement. The basement is larger than an average New York apartment. Magnificent. And then when you scan out the side window or the great room window, you've got lawn for acres and acres and acres. I mean, this is bananas. Meanwhile, the rest of the world, they wake up when the sun hasn't even come up. They stumble their way into the bathroom. They halfway brush their teeth. They throw some coffee down their throat. They get on a train, plane, automobile. They drive into the city, get stuck in traffic for hours. And I mean, if you think about it and added up all the hours you go to school or go to work with, if you could just save up just those, forget about the 40 hours you work at work. What about the 2-3 hours that you spend every single day getting to and from work? If we could just give you back that time, you'd have enough time to get another college degree or 2 or 3 or 4. There's a whole lifetime that we waste just traveling to and from work. Forget about what happens when you get there. And then after you've battled everything that you had to do to get there, you still can't live like this. You still can't live the way you were designed to live. Do you recognize we were all born free? I know you've been hearing me say that over and over. That's been my theme for the last several weeks. But remember what it means to be born free. To be born free means you don't have to answer to anyone. To be born free should mean that you shouldn't have any concerns about how you're going to put food on the table. To be born free should mean you don't have to worry about your spouse getting out of your bed, disappearing in the middle of the night, returning 12 hours later without ever having to give you an explanation. You should never have to worry about missing recitals and baseball games and dances and all those things that we have children to participate in. You know, I got a chance to hear about this business through a friend of mine who I grew up with, somebody that I went to 8th grade with. On September 23rd, 2013, after 20 years in corporate America, no closer to financial independence than when I first got started 20 years ago. And I just got to the point where I said to myself, if I continue to do the very same things, why would I ever expect a different result? After all, nobody that I know who has tried that go to school, get a job, get education, and all that great stuff had ever lived the kind of lifestyle that I wanted. So naturally, it just made sense at some point for me to determine that must not be the right formula. When my friend talked to me about this business, he started by asking me a very innocent question. He asked, Ray, do you still keep your eyes open for opportunity to make additional income? Do you still desire to have the things that you dreamt about when you were a kid, or have you given up already? Have you cashed in all your chips and you're just waiting to die? Or are you ready to do some living? Either get busy living or get busy dying. Which one are you? I had 2 children. I wanted to be able to leave them a financial legacy. So yes, I was still open. I knew that God hadn't put me here just to pay bills every 30 days. I knew that I wasn't put here to struggle every week trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, trying to find new ways to transfer my credit card balances to new credit cards, giving myself the false illusion that I was actually paying a bill when I was in essence just moving the balances over and deferring a little bit of interest. I got so good at that, I would trick myself whenever we got a new promotional credit card, just move the balance over. And it felt like I was paying it. But in essence, I wasn't paying anything. When he brought this business opportunity to me, my goal was to at least make a couple $100s a month. Just a couple hundred. I figured if I could give myself a little bit of financial relief, it would be worth it. And so I decided to look. After all, it was a friend of mine. It was somebody that I loved, I trusted, I admired, I respected. I figured he wouldn't put me in harm's way. What have I got to lose? I got two choices. Either work the rest of my life in corporate America, knowing that at the end of it all, I still wouldn't be able to pay for anything. Or take a look at this business, make a few extra $100. So I decided to take a look at this business just to make a few extra $100. I got introduced to some of the top money earners that I've ever met in my entire life. And even though I am familiar with a handful of millionaires outside this business, nobody was interested in me enough to help me get to the other side. They would say things like, keep up the good work, fight the good fight of faith, everything gonna be all right, let's pray, trouble don't last always, weeping endures for a night. I mean, we all get it. But who is going to help me get to the other side? That's what I was lacking. That's what's been elusive my whole life. So when I first decided to take an opportunity like this and consider it, I just figured I'd get involved just like you do when you get involved with Amway or Mary Kay or Avon or any one of these other companies. And, you know, you get started, you make a few $100, then fade away into oblivion just like the rest of the world. But that's not what happened. I got on a phone call just like this. I heard a group of people from all over the United States excited about being alive on a Thursday, a Wednesday, a Tuesday, a Monday, a Friday afternoon. Usually, you don't find that in corporate America. People get excited on Thursday evening because they got one more day at work before they get a weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Well, these people were happy in the middle of the week. And I thought, well, what are they so excited about? And you know what the theme was? Financial independence. Now, for those of you who are listening for the first time, you're not accustomed to talking about financial independence. Nobody at your job talks about financial independence. Nobody in your family talks about financial independence. Nobody at the church house talks about financial independence. But at the church house, we always talk about living the abundant life in this life and the life to come. We are children of the Most High God. He owns the mansion and the cattle on 1,000 hills. All the silver and gold are his. And meanwhile, we can't even get to the end of the month without having enough money. So when do these two ideas ever come together? When? Well, I'm going to tell you when. When you decide not to live beneath your privileges. When you decide that you are kin to the king. When you decide that you're no longer going to live on your knees, but you're going to live by your own permission, not having to raise your hand to go to the bathroom or on vacation. When you make the decision, then things begin to change. Until you make the decision, you will always be given a boss. I wanted to look in the mirror and see the boss. Hey, boss, how you doing? Sure do love you. Nice curly whites. How you feeling today? But here's the thing. Unless you have the self-discipline to be your own boss, life will give you one. Let me tell you something about self-discipline just in a moment. To the degree that you lack self-discipline is to the degree that you love to fail. And to the degree that you love to fail is to the degree that you have self-hatred. Now, you may be thinking you love yourself, but if someone else is giving you permission to live your life, then you love them more than you love yourself. That is a divine principle. That's why the book says, love him first, because whomever you put first is whose advice you'll live by. Oh, y'all not ready for me. I know it's not Friday yet, but I'm warming up. And so when this opportunity came my way, I just wanted to make a few extra $100. Just two. Give me $100 or two. Let me offer myself some measure of financial relief. Maybe I'll feel better about myself knowing that I've got something on the side that my employer can't control, and I could contribute to my own financial destiny. Through this opportunity, that was all I was looking for. My senior partner said, well, when you get started, I want you to make a list. So I made a list, and I didn't understand what the basis of the list was. I had made lists before. They never really panned out, but I figured I'd go through the motions. I wanted to make a few extra $100, so I made a list. He said, check off the top 25 people who would do anything for you. I checked off the top 25 people. He said, check off the top 25 most ambitious people. So I checked off the top 25 people. We started working our way through this list methodically. I had never seen anything like this. We were going to go from number 1 to number 2 to number 2 to number 3, from number 3 to number 4, and we would methodically work this out. It was a system in place. It was a system that was easy to learn. It was easy to do, and it was easy to teach. I made the $200 that I was looking for in 2 days. And I figured if they would give me $200 in 2 days, maybe they'll give me $2,000 in the first 30. Because I continued to keep the course, by the time I got to my 30th day, it was a healthy 5 figures. And guess what? Everything changed. You mean to tell me I could make this kind of money from the comfort of my couch, sending out text messages to people that I may not have seen in decades? This can't be real. But because it was coming into my home, because the checks were piling up in my account, it was more than just possible. It had become my reality. And so let me just share with you a little bit about the opportunity, because I want you to know, if you're listening to this for the first time, I don't want you to go away thinking, it's pie in the sky. I am living proof. I am a living, breathing testimony of the power of this business. And here's one of the things that I want you to take away from this. If you don't remember anything else, remember I told you this. The term job etymologically is another way of saying indentured servitude. An indentured servant was somebody who lived at the behest or at the mercy of a lord or a master and got the crumbs that fell off his table, and nothing has changed. When you go to work, the average employer only earns 3 to 10 cents for every dollar they make for the corporation, which is why they fly around in corporate jets, and you got to stand in line on standby to get a discounted rate to go someplace. I was ready to live a different kind of life. I was born a king. I don't know about y'all, but I was born a king. And so I just decided to stop living like a pauper. And I knew that freedom wasn't free. I had to buy my way out of slavery. Ooh, y'all not ready for me. That's just how it works. When you agree to be subjugated, you then have to agree to be bought out. But most of us don't have the income to buy ourselves out. You need an opportunity of this magnitude. And so I got started. We got started with a company called 5 Links Enterprises. You may not have heard of this company, but let me tell you what I found. #1 corporate business entity in Rochester, New York, beating out companies like Xerox, Paychex, and Bausch & Lomb. #1 customer acquisition company in the United States. Featured in just about every major business magazine that comes across the newsstand, to include Wall Street Journal, MSNBC News, Your Business at Home magazine, not twice, 3 times, but 4 times. Success from Home magazine, not 3, 4, but 5 times. Inc. 500, 5,000, 9 consecutive times. The only other company that has done it on North American soil is Microsoft. Governance sanctioned by the Federal Trade Commission in good standing. A+ credit rating with the Better Business Bureau. We've got so many accolades, too numerous to list. We would run out of time just running down the list. So I'll save you the detail. Go do your own research and you'll find that out. We just closed a significant deal with a $770 million equity partner. We are poised to become a $1 billion entity. There is no better time than now to take advantage of our opportunity. In fact, we've got so many promotions. For those of you who are listening for the first time, there's no reason why you can't earn $3,500 to $5,000 in your first 30 days just following the success plan that is already in place. So I took a look at the 5 Links business opportunity. After having done my preliminary research, I discovered that the company was doing very well, not just well, but very well. And here's what I learned about this company. They partnered with all the major players that did cable, internet, home phones, cell phones, gas, electricity, home heating oil, and health insurance. Why is that important to you? Because all of those other companies out there, 95% of them market non-essential products and services. For example, there are companies out there that sell world-class vitamins, but you don't need them in order to live. There's companies out there that sell world-class skincare, but you don't need them in order to live. There's companies out there that sell world-class beeswax organic candles, They may be nice to set the ambiance on a Friday evening when wifey or husband comes home and the food is already plated and you got wine and everything, but you don't need them in order to survive. There are companies that market vacations and all kinds of spa resorts, but you don't need them in order to survive. Here's the one thing that all of them are victim to: the economy. When the economy goes down, they lose trillions of dollars. So we did something that was brilliant. We simply decided to get involved with the 8 industries that the average consumer considers essential. You're going to pay your cable, internet, home phone, cell phone, gas, electricity, home heating oil, and health insurance bills statistically before you pay your rent. Why is that important? Because no matter what goes on in the economy, my income is secure. And whether you lose your job or not, you're going to keep the heat on in the winter and the AC on in the summer. What does that mean for you and I? Our incomes are secure. We offer essential services, not non-essential products and services. See the difference? The other side of the coin is we only partner with name brand companies. I don't have to persuade you that those 4 college kids chained to the radiator downstairs trying to manufacture discounted services is the way to go. We partnered with AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile and Sprint and Nextel, GE, DirecTV, Dish Network, Comcast, Xfinity, Cox, Cablevision, OptOnline, Blue Cross Blue Shield, TouchSuite, and about a half a dozen other companies. You've heard of those companies because they spend millions of dollars to advertise. You see them on the TVs, you see them on the billboards, you hear them on the radio. But when was the last time you were stuck in traffic? You heard a Sprint commercial on the radio. You yanked your car off the highway 3 lanes because you had to make a phone call before the commercial went off the air. Never or never. Exactly. But commercials are very expensive, aren't they? And even though Sprint may write the check, guess who pays the bill? You and I do. We pay the bill in rates, and that's why every year our rates go up. So here's what happened in 2004. Young man drops out of college, starts a social media experiment called Facebook, becomes a billionaire in less than a decade, never ran a single solitary TV commercial, never ran a single solitary billboard campaign, never ran a single solitary radio campaign. How did he therefore become a billionaire? How is it that last month there were recorded 1.4 billion people on Facebook? Because of you. You told your friends, they told their friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. He walks to the bank, the youngest billionaire to walk the planet, and you can't even pay your rent. So he basically monetized your network. Well, if he could monetize your network, what if I could show you a way to monetize your own network? If he could make millions and millions of dollars, what if I could show you a way to make millions and millions of dollars the very same way he did? That's what the 5 Links business opportunity is all about. Showing you how to take your influence to create an income. And you guys are already doing the work to make $1 million. It was you who told folks about Facebook. It was you who told folks about the local restaurant. It was you who told folks about the local resorts. It was you who told folks about the local mani-pedi spot or the local salon. It was you who make money for other people. We just haven't figured out a way to monetize your influence for you. Well, now we have. So now 5 Links partners with all these companies. We promise to get them all the customers that they want for free. Can you imagine that? And when you get them the customers for free, they no longer have to spend millions of dollars in expensive advertising. They get to put all that money back in their pockets. They save millions and millions of dollars. But now they're in a unique position to pass out millions and millions in savings to you, the customer. So the customer saves 15 to 20% on average, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending upon where you live in the United States, taxes and tariffs being what they are from state to state. But you're going to save money. When everybody's looking to save money, the best place to start is those 8 essential services that you pay every 30 days. When I got started, I simply switched over my services. I started saving close to $200 a month. Remember when I told you I wanted to make an extra $200 a month? If you're anything like me and you got a mama like my mama used to say a penny saved, you got it, is a penny earned. So that meant that if I could save close to $200 a month just by switching my services over from one name brand company to another name brand company and gave myself a $200 a month raise, that's cash money. That's $2,400 a year. When was the last time you got a $200 a month raise? Don't you think you deserve one now?
Never or never.
I'm just saying, never or never. That's just how I think. So simply by switching over my services through the 5 Links business opportunity to name brand companies, I started saving close to $200 a month. At the end of the month, as though that weren't enough, they sent me a check in the mail for the bills that I paid. They gave me 50 cents to $11 for my cable, internet, home phone, cell phone, gas, electricity, home heating oil, and health insurance bill. So now wait a minute, try this on. Not only does 5 Links give you an opportunity to save substantially, but they pay you in order to do it? Come on, really? Really? And so once I saw that this was real money coming into my house, man, I took this on a mission. To me, it became a life or death mission to tell everybody that I knew that they were paying way too much. So I simply sent out a series of text messages to all my friends and family members, because we don't set up booths at the mall. We don't go door to door, and we don't parade up and down the street hollering with a bullhorn, discounted service. We simply go to the people we've always gone to. And I simply sent out a series of text messages. The text message read, if I could show you a way to save a few $1,000s a year on the services you use every day, would you want me to tell you? Do you know what the vast majority said? Yes! I would simply send them to my website. They would choose the service that they wanted. They would choose the service provider that they wanted. They would choose the promotional discounted rate that they wanted. And every time they turned the light on, flushed the toilet, took a shower, cooked a meal, washed the dish, opened the fridge, used the refrigerator, microwave, watch TV, surf the internet, make a phone call, make a text, I got paid. So I learned through the 5 Links business opportunity how to monetize my influence. And then something happened that I didn't anticipate. You know, we always talk, right? Happens every Monday morning when you get to work, everybody's standing around a water cooler talking about, oh, that great restaurant they went to, or oh, that new salon they went to, girl, you just got to go there. Where they did my hair, I got my hair did. Or the new barber, the new tailor, we do it all the time. But now you can get paid for the same recommendations that you've been giving away for free your whole life. My business started to grow beyond the confines of my state. It started to grow from New York to New Jersey, New Jersey to Connecticut, Connecticut to Baltimore, Baltimore to Atlanta, Atlanta to Boston. And now I have customers in over 20 states. The other side of the coin was I wanted to get paid on tens of thousands of customers. I just didn't know tens of thousands of people. But if you take anything away from this lesson, remember I told you this. Do you know you're connected to everybody on the planet? Sure, the people that you know people you don't know. Would you agree with that? If you go to Facebook right now and look up any one of your friends, they have friends in their contacts that you don't know. But Mark Zuckerberg, even though you don't know him and he doesn't know them, gets paid on everybody. And so I simply went back to those same happy customers and I asked them a different question. Here's the question that I asked. If I found something that we could do together to make some money, would you want me to tell you? Those who said yes, I would simply get them on a phone call like this. Someone else would explain the business opportunity so that I didn't have to. Do you know what that means? I got paid to get people on a phone call. What? Then after they went through the phone call, if they were interested in getting some additional detail, we would send them to a 20-minute video that would identify exactly what we do, exactly how we do it, exactly how we get paid. It would also answer 95% of the questions that they'd have. If they still liked it, we would get them started. We would help them switch over some services in their own homes so that they can start saving significantly and making some money off the bills that they wrote out every month. We would help them get a few of their own customers to start generating an external residual income. And because I got the ball rolling, I got paid on everything. And today, 2.5 years later, I have over 425 income streams in over 20 states in the United States. I get paid in multiple time zones. I get paid in 3 international currencies, and we're just getting started. So needless to say, I'm a little excited. I'm hoping that there's somebody out there on the phone who's listening for the first time and you've been looking for an opportunity. Maybe you've decided in the very recent past that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe you're sick and tired of having your boss stand over you like a vulture. Maybe you're sick and tired of coming in on your days off, even though you've earned the right. A friend of mine was talking about something called mandatory overtime. Isn't that an oxymoron? You mean to tell me if I'm home with my family and I only get 1 or 2 days to have that luxury, you can mandate me to leave my family and come into work just so that you can meet a deadline? That's your responsibility. That's not my job. But that's what happens when somebody else writes their name on your check before you get it. You, in essence, agree to be an indentured servant. Well, guess what? When 5 Links came my way, I just wanted to make a few extra $100 a month. But needless to say, by the end of this year, I'll be able to walk away from corporate America forever. I've only been in the business 2.5 years. And we've been able to touch a lot of lives across the country. Yes, I made tens of thousands of dollars. I'm thankful about that. But can I tell you what I'm more excited about? I'm excited about the fact that we've been able to help dozens of others make tens of thousands as well. And now it's your turn. Heaven has already set aside your prosperity. And if you simply refuse to take it, heaven will divide it up into smaller bite-sized pieces and dole it out to the people who will. Legacy for us is everything. And legacy says how many lives have been made better because you live. And so because we believe legacy is more important than life, we got in a rental car and we drove 17 hours to meet 1 or 2 people who said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Then turned around and drove 17 hours back. What is that? 34 hours driving to save 1 life? Isn't that what Harriet Tubman did? She said, and I quote, I could have saved hundreds of other slaves if they only knew they were free or could be free. If they recognized that they were slaves, if they didn't accept the brainwashing, if they refused to drink the corporate Kool-Aid, I could help them. But because so many of us have been brainwashed from the tender young age of 3 years old, by the time you get to the age you are, when somebody introduces you to another form of making money, we fight against it. Can I tell you a secret? Nobody that I've ever met or read about became financially independent, lives in their dream house, drives their dream car, enjoys their dream lifestyle, working a job. The very nature of a job is to ensure that the employer gets rich. If you don't believe me, look it up. J. Paul Getty, the first documented billionaire in the United States, is responsible for the corporate pyramid. He said, I'd rather earn my income by earning 1% of 100 people's efforts than to be responsible for 100% of my own efforts. Because I can't get all the work done and I'm extremely limited. But if I'm in business with 99 other people, I don't have to be at work and I'll still get 99% of my income. Isn't that what the CEO does? He hires hundreds and hundreds of people so he can spend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on golf courses around the world. Thanks to you. He knows that when he makes the call to the office, we'll pick up the phone and say, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please? Well, I just purchased my way out of the matrix. All we endeavor to share with you is the truth. You can have the blue pill or you can have the red pill. If you take the blue pill, you'll go back to sleep and you'll live happily ever after, at least according to the matrix that's in your brain. But the truth is, you can live like a king if you decide that that's what you want to do. And we found an excellent vehicle to help you get there. And not only did we find a vehicle, we're being taught by the #1 money earner in the history of our company. Now, just for those of you who are still a little skeptical, I want you to know I'm sitting in the living room of a 10,000 square foot mansion, and I'm just a few feet away from the Bentley in the driveway. Maybe before we leave, he'll be kind enough to show you a picture of it. We've been driving around in it all weekend. It's been bananas. If you've never ridden in a Bentley, you got to try it. It's like riding on a cloud with a jetpack strapped to you. It's bananas. You got to try it. Living like a king is something everybody ought to experience, because if you never experience it, then you'll be all right living like a pauper. And that's no way to live. So listen, I want to introduce you to my senior partner. This guy used to be the former chief attorney for BET Television, Black Entertainment Television. He was also responsible, one of the key attorneys for helping Bob Johnson, the owner of BET, become one of the 6 African-American billionaires on the planet. He inked the deal. that allowed Viacom to purchase BET. It's the largest acquisition in the history of the world, ladies and gentlemen. He was responsible for that. He had a law practice for 16 years, a title company, not one, but 2 restaurants and 13 properties. Made a healthy 6-figure income. And by all intents and purposes, you would think he was the Jeffersons or the Huxtables. But here's one of the things that I learned. He said, Ray, you can never replace your time. And I was working 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I was away from the people that I was out there fighting to provide for. When I saw this business, I found a way where I could buy back my time an hour at a time. I could equal or better my attorney income from the comfort of my home and be around the people I love the most as often as I can. And so I'm excited to be in his house. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for him because he opens up his home for even strangers. I remember the first time I visited this place, not only did I get lost, but I was thinking, why would he, who never really met me before this business, invite me to his house where his children sleep, where his wife sleeps, where he luxuriates? Why would that be? And the more I got to learn about him, the more I could see the voluminous amount of benevolence that he has. His heart is as big as Yankee Stadium, and he gives and gives and gives like a boundless fountain. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. Aside from that, he knows 100% of what it takes to succeed in business. He's had an awful lot of success in a very short amount of time, and he's made all $1.5 million of his 5 Links dollars helping people just like you and I create above average income. And as though that weren't enough, he's having the time of his life. We laugh like kids. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of funny to watch, man. I feel like a kid on a playground chasing after the ice cream truck. We just have a world-class time. The 3 of us, Mariko Turner, myself, and my senior partner, who I can at this point call my friend. And so let me help and welcome somebody that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's the number one. I'm just Maestro. I'm really at a loss for words. But without any further ado, Platinum Senior Vice President, soon to be double platinum, the wealthiest person that you'll probably meet in this calendar year, Thomas the Maestro Felder.
Awesome, awesome. Listen, everybody, I'm grateful to be on this call with you today. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. We're doing something that we haven't done before. I mean, today's a different day. We're on Facebook Live today. We're live today, and I'm with Ray Hendrickson. He's at my house, and I guess we've been together for the last 11 or 12 days. It started with us agreeing to go to Kansas. No, strike that. It started with us doing a training in New Jersey 14 days ago. And after I did the training in New Jersey, I stayed over his house for 2 days, and then it turned into 3 days, and then 4 days. When you are in a business that you absolutely positively control your own time schedule, you can do that. You can do that for 4 days. You don't have to call in. You don't have to cough. You don't have to act like you're sick. You don't have to say that, Bin Laden is at the door. None of that stuff is necessary when you control your time and your schedule. Not only was I able to stay at his house for 3 or 4 days or 5 days, was it a week? I stayed for a week and I was still able to work my business with my laptop and my smartphone. That's what I love about this business. So I almost feel like we're on an episode of Cribs because Ray's at the house and he's got the camera behind me. So come on with me. Let's take a look around. This is my work environment. You guys are looking about where I work, right? So that's my laptop. I sit there just about an hour a day, and I work on that stuff. This is my home office. So when I'm really getting busy, I actually come down here. My work attire, and those of you who are watching live, is basically my flip-flops and a pair of jeans. I love this because when I was working at the law office, I always had to be dressed up and suited and booted. And I started to feel like that necktie felt like a noose. So I cut the noose. And I've got my 5 Links t-shirt on. It says, I am 5 Links. Hashtag I am 5 Links. And this is where I work all day. You want to know where my wife works? She works either here or in her little home office upstairs. It is not just money that we were chasing. We were chasing lifestyle. I think lifestyle is really what's important to many of us and why we do this business. A lot of you on this line make decent 5 and 6 figure incomes. The only difference is if you can exchange some of that money for the stress that you have, you quit your job in a New York minute. So what about having your cake and eating it too? What about having 2 cakes, one to eat and one to save. I think this is why we love this business so much. Not only do we make a decent income, but we're able to help other people at the same time. So yeah, this is the kitchen. For those of you who are watching on the internet live today, and those of you who want to watch live, you can just go to Facebook. You know, they're recording it. I've never done this before. This is a first for us. So I have some friends who know that I have been in this business for 4 years, and they foolishly think for 4 years I've been renting or leasing a $4,000 a month vehicle. What kind of fool would I be? It's not just having the vehicles, it's the joy of having somebody else pay for it. So this right here is the Bentley that you guys always see. It's just here in the garage. That's where it's sitting. And the garage comes into the house, you know, just like on Dan Tanner. And I just jump out of it and come in the house. I mean, this is what we do. The other cars are outside in the driveway, but the Bentley always comes in. You know, it always comes in. So let's get back to what we're talking about. This is a little odd because we got the filming going on, but that's what it's really about. I want to tell you why anybody can be successful in this business. Anybody can be successful because we have a proven marketing system. It is the system that makes a person that is an F student or a college dropout or a high school dropout to be successful in this business. It's the system. It's not because I'm a genius. I never did this before. I never even believed that this worked. But I had so much going on in my life that I was scared not to give it a try. You know, who wouldn't if your back was up against the wall and you had bills that you needed to pay and you're ducking the phone? 1-800 numbers, 1-866 numbers. You see those numbers come in, you just hit mute, turn the phone off, pull the battery. You just couldn't deal with that stuff. And occasionally you pick it up and you start talking in Spanish, right? You say something like, he no here or she no here, right? Just so you can get the creditor off the line. But what is even better about this system, and what is the great advantage of network marketing, what it has over other business opportunities, is once you get the business up and running, you can sit back and let the business work for you. Once you get the business up and running, you have a team in place. And as your team is making money, the more money they make, the more money you make. And somebody had the nerve to say to me, is it a pyramid? I said, no, your job is a pyramid. Because your income doesn't go up along with your boss's income. You better believe your boss is going to give himself a raise every year. Even if he got to keep you on stagnant, even if he got to let some people go, your boss will always get the raise. So in this business, it is not a pyramid. It is like a ladder where we can all climb up together. And if you want to out-earn me, all you got to do is outwork me. That's hard to do, but you can. You can outwork me. And eventually you'll reach a point where you're hardly working at all. You'll reach a point where the work that you're doing involves spending your money and spending your time with the people who matter most. And who wouldn't make time for that? Who wouldn't make time to spend 14 days with your best friends? My wife says that we're like little kids at the sandbox, and we are. We don't know what day of the week it is. We got to check our watches to find out if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They all feel the same. All the months feel the same. I mean, I think all of you at some point should strive to live a life like this, even if it took you a year or two, or 3 years, or 4 years. And I'm glad that it takes time. I'm glad it takes effort, because if it was too easy, it'd be a scam, right? So all of y'all who are wondering if it's a scam, no, it takes work. And it takes consistency. That's why so many people drop out, because they're not consistent about anything. They go to the gym for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, and they look down and they still got a gut or still got flab on their thighs, a little cellulite under their arms, and they start saying the gym don't work. Those are the same people that want to sue Bally's while they on a treadmill with a Twinkie with one hand and a pizza in the other. It ain't Bally's fault. It's theirs. You got to do some efforts early on in this business. And I still do efforts. I still work in this business. I do a call like this every single day. We've been doing this call a little bit over 1.5 years.
Yes, sir.
And we do it 5 days a week. Why would I not do this call? I love this business. I love getting on this call. I love making money. And I even love the better feeling that comes from helping other people make some money.
And I always hear people say, oh, I like people, I love helping people, I'm a people person. Well, then help them make some money. I mean, because how are you going to help me keep my lights on and yours are going off? How are you going to help me put gas in my car and you pulling out the bicycle? All I'm saying is, just like on the airplane where it says get the gas mask for yourself and then help the person next to you, is really what this business allows us to do. Okay? So you can use these calls, you can invite friends on these calls, you can invite the naysayers on calls like this, and they can listen to some people who are being successful, even if they don't believe it works for you. Let them watch us for a little while, and you can tell your friends and family, that's where I'm headed. I'm headed to the other side. I'm headed to the promised land. I'm headed to the other side of money. And you get a chance to do all of this eventually from the comfort of your home. I set a schedule. I make a list. And I answer to no one but myself, my wife, my children, and my God. And I think that's the way it should be. Think about all the advantages that this business would offer you compared to your current 9-to-5, right? So on your 9-to-5, you got a lot of commuting concerns. So we have no commuting concerns. That's why I rarely look at what the gas prices are, right? Because there's no gas required to go from upstairs to downstairs. No gas prices. I go to my kids' games more often than the coach. So you can be there for the important things in your life that really matter. Like Mariko Turner, recently his mother passed. He was able to be there every minute of her dying days. He didn't have to get permission, get a pink slip, ask somebody to give him some leave time. We just have those kind of options. I can go to the kids' basketball games, the softball games, the cheerleading practice. I can do the things that really matter. We can take a vacation with Disney not in the high season, right? Because most people got to wait till what's that, Memorial Day or Labor Day, and then everybody goes off, and Disney and the mouse and the dog, they all know y'all coming, and they jack the prices up by 100%. All the hotels go up 100%. We just wait until the day after all of y'all got to go back to work. Or the day after all of y'all got to go back to school. It just gives you different options. And you get a chance to control how much money you make. Right? Because right now you can't decide any day you're going to give yourself a raise. So in our business, we have one product in particular is called TouchSuite. It is credit card processing. Every single vendor in the United States needs a credit card machine with an FRID chip reader inside of it. 3 out of every 10 have the machine, 7 out of every 10 don't have the machine, and guess who offers it? Ding, 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 ding. You're right. We offer the machine. And for every machine that we sell, it works like this. We make $50 on the first machine up front, then we make $100, then $150, and then $200 for every machine thereafter. You can literally walk down any street in America, from Miami to Alaska. They all need the machine. Sell 5 machines a day. That is $1,000 a day. And let's just assume that you're lazy. You're lazy and you only want to work half a year. And half a year selling 5 machines a day, that's half a year. That's 6 months out of the year. You can now make over $150,000. That's for the lazy ones on the line. Those are for the ones that want to take half a year off and sail around the world for 6 months. I believe that it's possible. And where else and at what other time in Earth's history could people make this kind of income regardless of what is going on in the economy? I think this is opportunity. I think that's what we call it. And I guess you got to get sick and tired. You got to get sick and tired of being at some low-wage job where somebody else gets to tell you what to do. And you got to get sick and tired of sacrificing all your free time. Trust me, your boss takes every second of what would have been your free time. And many times he's ungrateful. It's a faceless corporation. It's always somebody telling somebody else, and they have a tendency to kick the work down to you. You could be the assistant general manager and they'll tell you to sweep up. You could be the assistant general manager and they'll tell you to open up. You could be the assistant general manager and they tell you, go get the coffee, go get the donuts. And you'll do it because you don't have options. So many of us don't have options. We got to do whatever it takes to keep the boss happy. We got to know when his wife's birthday is. We got to know when his kids' birthdays are. And some of y'all, we got to buy the gift for the boss to give to his wife in his name and not yours. So he look good. We spend every minute trying to make sure that the boss looks good. So here's a chance for you to work for yourself. I believe in you. Your boss believes in you. He just don't want to pay you based on the belief that he has in you. And you can get a chance to help other people. For those of you who always say you want to help somebody else, here's a way to help somebody else. And we don't get slave wages either. We're part of a system of entrepreneurs and business owners who truly want to make a difference. And we want to create a destiny outside of the confines of our initial community. We want to have world impact. We want to have nation impact. And we can do that when we have the income coming in that we need. 5 Links is only a vehicle, but it's the best vehicle we've ever seen. It's the best vehicle out there on the road. It's like a Bentley flying past a bunch of Hondas and Toyotas when you get into this business. Don't put it off. I know some of y'all have been getting on these calls for months, and y'all keep saying, I'm going to get started next week. I'm going to get started next month. I'm going to get started when the kids get out of school. I'm going to get started when the summer comes. I'm going to get started right after winter, right after the holiday, right after I do my taxes, right after the aliens come from outer space. I'm going to get started. Don't put off tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. You know, tomorrow is a mystery. Yesterday's history. All we got is right now. We got a big bucket of right now. So don't delay, right? It could be now or never. You got to get started right now. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So take one step today. I want you to take a look at the video, 5linkspaysme.com, www.5linkspaysme.com. Now, listen, I'm on video today. I can actually write it out. Normally I got to keep saying it over and over, but I'm going to write it out for those of you who are watching my videos, www.5linkspaysme.com. Right? That's an S there. All right? So 5linkspaysme.com. Go ahead and take a look at the video. Right? Get back to the person who invited you on the call. Say, I've seen the video. I'm interested. What's next? Tell them I've seen the video. I've heard the call. I'm interested. What's next? Don't delay. Contact them today. It only takes 20 minutes. Start creating your new future today. Now, on this weekend, we are doing a training. It is an internet 3-hour training, and it's $20. We normally don't charge, but this one we put a lot of work into it. It's $20 for 3 hours. We're going to tell you how to build up your network. Some of y'all say, man, I don't want to build this business because I don't want to be in the no friends left club. They call it the NFL. But I want to tell you that we can show you how to use social media to build your business. We can show you how to talk to people who are not in your immediate circle, and you can do it without burning bridges and somebody sending you hate emails or hate text messages or that kind of stuff. All right, so we'll send the webinar out, and 100.
Play the video?
Oh yeah, we can play the video. So 170 people so far. 170 people who have asked to get on the webinar. I mean, that's not a bad number of people who are looking to get on the webinar. So we're gonna play a quick video for those of you who are watching by internet today. You can see the video. We're gonna play it live. And for those of you who are at home, on the call, you'll hear it in the background. You can see the video. We're gonna play. I'm here with myself. And for those of you who are at home, on the call, you'll hear it in the background. You can see the video. I'm here with myself. And for those of you who are at home, I'm watching myself. You'll hear it in the background. See the video. I'm here with myself. Individuals to ever
generate more than $1 billion in revenue. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, if you go to your local car dealer, matter of fact, take all the local car dealers in your neighborhood and see if they generated $1 billion. Just combine them all up. You won't find them. It doesn't exist. So we're finding one of the 6 guys who generated over $1 billion of revenue in our industry. We have them coming out. We have a host of other people. So send me a text message, 202-409-4456. We'll send you out a link for the webinar. So far, 170 people have requested to be a part of the webinar. And what we have on there is a link where you can ask any questions. And literally, we go step by step on this webinar. We leave nothing to sort of go to question. First thing that we do is we're going to give you some ethical scripts to target specific audiences to become your business partner or customer, right? So these are scripts that you can send to your Chamber of Commerce by text or by email. We'll give you scripts that you can send to the local high school basketball team if your kids play basketball there. We're also going to help you find people that you may know already or share interests with. So if you like gardening, we'll show you how to contact gardeners. If you're a single mom, we'll show you how to contact single moms. If you're Hispanic and you want to contact the Latino market or Filipino, we're going to give you everything you need, and we're going to be able to do it so you don't lose friends. I think that's why people are scared to do this business sometimes. They're scared of talking to people who wouldn't even show up at their own funeral about an opportunity. All right, so we're going to give you some options so you don't have to do that. And I think the greatest thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you a way to have people contact you and ask you what you do and ask you to send them your contact information. That's called little role reversal. And the number one way to do that is to ask people what they do. Develop a relationship with them and then ask them what they do. And I promise you, their next question after you're done talking or after they're done talking is, what do you do? And I just want to give you a good answer for that, so you're never guessing about what the response is. So we're going to give you those responses. Everybody who logs on to the training, we'll give you 3 scripts that you can actually start using on the very same day. And you can follow me on the computer webinar. I'm going to go page by page, and literally you can open up your laptops and follow along and just do what I do. Just don't forget to put your name instead of mine when you go ahead and you send it out to your friends and family. Is that fair? I love all of you. I'm so thankful we had this time on the call today. I look forward to seeing each of you on the beaches of the world, if not at the beach, at the bank. Remember, you can text me at 202-409-4456. Meet me live in St. Louis. And definitely after St. Louis, we'll be in Las Vegas in September. But we are just having the time of our lives. We look forward to seeing you, if not on the beach or the bank, at heaven. Because what would it profit us to gain the whole world and to lose our own soul? Without any further ado, until I meet you and greet you, walk with the King today and be a blessing. This call, this video, this live, this training, all of it is officially over. God bless.